We're talking football with Bengal Jim and friends. We're talking football. We hope this never ends. Jimmy, James, and Tom are back for more. Like Joey B, we're here for season 4 with Bengal guests and stories not heard before. There's Tony, Mark, and Jamie, as well as our charity, Renovations, joining from far and wide. Every Sunday night, the guys are back at it live. By the fans, for the fans, from day one, it's time to have some fun. We're talking football with Bengal Jim and friends. We're talking football. We hope this never ends. The Bengal boys stop by to drop the speed. Don't get your popcorn ready and take a seat. Season 4 will and with the Lombardi.
And we're live again.
Good evening, everybody. Wait. We got a little issue, technical issue. Tom, try to sign back in, buddy. Somehow we got some reverb on you there, buddy. Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Talking Football with Bengal Jim and Friends. Our buddy James is on the other side of the world in Indonesia with the family, scuba diving, I think, Tony. And then we got Jamie, who's got a concert venue. He's got a big concert this weekend that he's hosting and facilitating up in Brantford, Canada. And Tom's having some technical issues as well. But also, speaking of technical issues, just to let everybody know, we having some connection issues between StreamYard and Facebook. So tonight's episode will be on Twitter and YouTube only. So if you're watching right now on YouTube, if you want to ask questions to Mitch Wilcox or be involved in any of the conversation tonight at all, make sure you hit subscribe on the YouTube channel you're on right now. You cannot, they won't let you participate and ask questions and get involved as long as you're not subscribed there. Tom, you good now, buddy?
I think I was good before, but we're good to go.
We got some big feedback there for some reason, buddy. So Mitch is in the room. We've got Mitch here in a couple minutes here. Real quick, the Facebook connection issue tonight. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Real quick, I want to talk about the fan of the year, man. There's all kinds of things we're going to hit on here tonight. One of the things we want to hit on is fan of the year. If it's time to vote. It's time to make your vote. I've already put my vote in. I think everybody on the screen, everybody watching knows who my vote is. It might be somebody on this screen, but I've got my vote in for the fan of the year. I'm trying to look for a logo here, but I'm going to give you guys the link right now. Again, I'm trying to produce this as well. But here's the fan of the year. But in the chat area, if you could, I would like you to, again, whoever you think is worthy of that fan of the year, I'm putting that link in the chat area right now for you guys to make your vote. And I think, again, not a whole lot of transparency in how that works, right? It's you get nominated. Really doesn't matter how many times you get nominated, but you nominate somebody, and the Bengals and the NFL go through a process on that over time. And typically around that October time, they announce who the fan of the year is. So good luck, everybody. To whoever you nominate, man. And Tom, you guessed it, brother. That's my votes in for Tony there as well. So real quick, also the hats from Cook Sporting Goods, guys. The hat I'm wearing with the old AFL logo and a 1968-69 logo, they pre-sold overnight after they posted that over 50 hats pre-order. And they didn't order a whole lot of these guys, so these will sell out if they haven't sold out already. But I will also post a link in the area for the hats too. But we got a series of about 5 of these hats that are going to be issued over throughout the season at the end of the day. So every hat's going to tie the history that decade into the history of the Cincinnati Bengals in that decade. Something that happened that decade will be tied directly into that hat. 1968 logo, 1968-69 AFL, the American Football Conference, before the Cincinnati Bengals went into the NFL. Paul Brown's Cincinnati Bengals, Tom, right?
Paul Brown, Cincinnati Bengals, the old AFL Bengals in 68 and 69. That was part of being the merger agreement to be absorbed. And but yeah, those were fun teams. The baby Bengals back then. where actually he did a fantastic job drafting. So, but that's for another show.
Yeah, hell yeah, it is. Hell yeah, it is. Well, let's go ahead and bring Mitch on now, man. Tom, we'll let you kick off the intro here for Mitch Wilcox.
One of our Bengal tight ends had a very, very productive year last year and has been with us for 3 seasons. Had a monster spike in his hometown stadium in Tampa to celebrate his first touchdown that made Rob Gronkowski look like a wimp. But we really thank him for making time for us tonight. And here is tight end Mitch Wilcox joining us.
How you doing, guys? Thanks for having.
Good, brother. How you doing, buddy?
Good.
Doing well.
Dude, how damn hot were you yesterday on the field, brother?
It's pretty hot. I guess I brought up the hot weather from Florida.
You did. Well, hey, man, thanks for being with us, buddy. Appreciate it. We got a lot of stuff to kind of throw by, and we just to give you a heads up, the next 15 to 20 minutes, we're going to make you feel uncomfortable at some point. We searched far and wide for videos or pictures of our guest. We got some good stuff. All good, all clean, all good. We're going to have some fun, though. Tom, go ahead and kick us off here.
Well, Mitch, your first question is, for the Bengals and really any NFL team, the tight end position has really evolved over the last several years and so forth. But here in Cincinnati, first and foremost, what's the tight end room like? What, with Coach James, what are Mondays like? Are films painful? Are they uncomfortable? Is there a lot of screaming, or is it very level? Because as compared to like the offensive line room or some of the defensive rooms, there's not a whole lot of you guys in there.
Yeah, I can't say enough about Coach James Casey. He's got us all dialed in all the time, and he always says he's always given us all the tools that we need to be successful. And on game days, it's just about us, going out and having fun and kicking ass. So he's never a scream guy, yelling scream guy, but he's always got us ready to play and ready to go, and we want to succeed the best we can for the team and for him.
Go ahead, fire another one, Tom. Let's go to Tony.
Your performances, from all you guys the last several years since he's been here. Certainly, it's easy to respect a guy like that with his NFL career.
Yeah, absolutely. For the first time in my career now, and since I've been in the NFL, it's my first time having a tight ends coach that actually played the position. So, he's a beast. He was a beast in the league when he played, and he's used a lot of that knowledge that from real life experience to help us, and what he didn't know best as a player and how to help us succeed.
Tony.
Hey, thanks, Tom. Hey, Mitch. So one thing that's really cool about having these interviews with the players is finding out more and more about them, and it's amazing how many players we find out has a 2 or 3 or even a 4 sport background coming out of high school or college. So from what I understand, you came from basketball and football. So what kind of led you more towards the football realm instead of basketball?
Yeah, I just grew up sleeping with a football and a basketball in my bed when I was a little kid, and I played both as much as I could, and just continued to play more and more. And then I eventually had to have a tough conversation with one of my strength coaches in high school, and he was like, are you going to be a football player that plays basketball or a basketball player that plays football? And he's like, you get into that point where it's you might need to put your eggs more in one basket than the other. And I kind of grew up, and then honestly 2 weeks later I got my first offer, and it just happened to be a small school, James Madison, but it was kind of that beginning process of I can play some ball and I can continue to do this. And every year after that it got more serious that I have an opportunity to play a lot of football.
Well, the one good thing about that is you had some options, so congrats to you for picking the right one for you.
Thank you.
All right, so Mitch, here's what's funny, man, and we're going to play a quick video here if I can find it quickly. Sorry, our producer's not here. My other guy's in Indonesia on vacation, so we're stuck here, the non-tech people doing this stuff here today. But it's interesting. You got a great story here, and I'm going to go ahead and show this highlight. So Mitch's first touchdown last year, or was it 2020? It was last year in Tampa Bay. We're going to show this video, then we'll come back and talk about it.
Fakes it. Throws it. Wilcox has it. Touchdown, Cincinnati for the closer. Cincinnati had their worst.
So, Mitch, we were in that stadium. First half, we were getting our asses kicked, and we were just sitting there just taking it from the Tampa fans the whole time. And you guys came back and beat them, man. But talk about that. First of all, that's your first touchdown, man. Just talk about how that felt, man. I know you've been dying to get in the end zone, man, but how'd that feel?
It was definitely an incredible feeling. You know, I had about like 60 or 70, you know, extended family friends at that game, you know, and even the tailgate before was even bigger. So just to, you know, score in my stadium that I played in college and, you know, to come back, everyone watching, it was just incredible. And like in that moment, you know, I slipped on the pylon after I scored, but, you know, it was like a catch real quick, got to get up to speed. And then, you know, I'm like getting close to the end zone. And I'm like, I'm about to score. And then I just kind of blacked out after that. And I was like, well, there's a pylon, but you know, I didn't care. I was like, whatever, slip on the pylon. I just scored. Like, so.
Yeah, that was the kind of the touchdown there that kind of put some distance between us and the Buccaneers because that first half didn't go well for us. A pretty amazing comeback that game as well. But the other story, what people don't know, and I don't want to put you too much on the spot here, that was your first touchdown in the NFL. But where was your first touchdown in college at?
It was in the same end zone. It was actually, you know, on the other side, but I scored on like kind of like a wide and go, in my first college touchdown in the same end zone, same side. So yeah,
that's pretty cool, man. And I didn't find it, man. I didn't start looking for this stuff until too late in the damn day, or I would have found and put that clip together for you. But your first touchdown in college and your first touchdown in the NFL, both in the same damn end zone. What are the chances of that, man? That's awesome.
Yeah, hard to even like recreate it if you like tried, but
right. Tom, go ahead, bud.
I mentioned a little bit earlier about how the tight end position keeps changing. I mean, it's always been part receiver, part offensive lineman, but in the Bengals scheme and how you see yourself, where does the emphasis come to you? Is it per play, per assignment? But you know, what do the coaches stress to you the most?
Definitely just you know, the tight end spot, you can be at the point of attack, you know, run plays or the forefront of a route concept, you know, almost on every play. So it's a very pivotal position. And, you know, James always talks about us being like sometimes independent contractors. Like we got a lot on our plate. We got, you know, things moving and stuff. So for me at my, like, you know, evolution as my time here, they've just asked for, you know, consistent, you know, just growth and consistent, you know, just growth in the system and being where you're supposed to be, and just maximum effort. And, you know, tight end, you got to hang with the big boys and you got to run with fast guys. So, you know, it's pretty demanding.
Tony?
So, you know, we always like to learn a little bit about the player, like we said earlier, but coming from a military background with your family from the Coast Guard, how was that growing up? And, you know, and what kind of things did you experience having that kind of family background?
Yeah, I mean, just the military background growing up, a lot of structure, a lot of, you know, discipline, a lot of like lessons about respect and stuff. My father was in the Coast Guard for 41 and a half or so years, and my grandfather was a Marine. So I had a lot of structure, a lot of teaching lessons from them, and, you know, but I've used that and it's kind of molded me into the man I am today.
That's awesome. That is awesome. All right, so I got a picture here, Mitch, and you're going to kill me for this one. I'm just telling you that right now. But we need to know why this hat was worn. If it was because of the Reds, or was you just a Bulls fan at the time? But here you go, brother. Just this is Mitch. Mitch, how old were you here, brother?
I'm gonna say probably about like 6 or 7. It's an old USF like Bulls hat that, like, you know, rowdy college fans like wear at the game. And, you know, I found it one day when, you know, me and my cousins were swimming in the pool, and I just threw it on, and, you know, not even knowing, you know, later on in my life I would be a USF Bull.
That's cool. We got to send that picture to the Bengals. Have them put that damn thing in the jumbotron when you score a touchdown next.
That'd be great.
Go ahead, Tom.
So, Mitch, somebody that everybody in Cincinnati does focus on is Joe Burrow. What's he like to work for? Is he like an extra coach? Is he demanding? What does he ask of you guys, and how do you guys communicate with him?
Oh man, he's at all times he's like the smartest guy in the room. He's dialed in. He's laser focused. There's never any lack of confidence ever with him. Like he knows exactly what he's going to do and how he's going to do it, and he's always playing, on the field, the game within the game. Picking up on things. He sees us so much, and he's elite. So, when he talks, you better be listening, because you don't want to miss something that he's picking up on.
Tony, you got another one?
Yeah, so recently you just got re-signed with the Bengals. So what did that feel like, or what kind of accomplishments do you have to go forward for this year?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely didn't want to go anywhere else. I wanted to be back here. I'm emotionally invested. I'm all in on the Bengals, and we got unfinished business, and wanted to be back here. So excited to get to work. So yeah.
Good stuff. Tom, you got another one? Hey, real quick before Tom, you fire out there again. Remember, if you're watching on YouTube right now, our connection didn't work with Facebook tonight, so everybody went to YouTube. It will not allow you to ask any questions unless you subscribe on YouTube right now. So we're going live to YouTube and Twitter right now. Any questions you have for Mitch, pop them in there. I'll try to get to a few of them before he gets off the pod here today. Go ahead, Tom.
Now, Mitch, we all know what the focus is after the last 2 years, and the feeling. What is the feeling in the locker room? Is it truly a Las Vegas or bust mentality?
I mean, we all know what we're capable of. We've been so close, and I feel like the last 2 years just goes to show how fine the margin of victory is, and how close it can truly be in any game, And that's our goal. We know it, everyone knows it. But I mean, we have that confidence. Like we know what we're capable of. We know the type of players we have, and that we're not going to sugarcoat it. That's the goal.
Right.
But we all want
So
to
Mitch,
hear.
yeah, Mitch. So big question, man. I asked the hard hitting questions here in the show, as you can tell. So favorite uniform, man. What's your favorite combo, man? We get a lot of different answers from the players when they're on, man.
Definitely the icy white Bengal. I mean the white helmets. All white. It's got to be the best.
All right, that's awesome. That's obviously the most popular one right now too, with the fans as well, obviously. So I know you haven't been here for 10 or 20 years, brother, but you got to feel a little different when we play divisional games, man. So the AFC North is one of the toughest, if not the toughest division in the NFL. But I mean, they're all difficult. We got to respect all these guys because they're that damn good, man. But which team do you just have a little bit more of an edge on? Just one you don't like more than the other in our division. Which team would that be?
I mean, I don't want it to sound cliche, but I would say it'd have to be the Browns. I mean, if you look at the last couple of years, they've been tough games. And when we went up there, early in the season, we played up there. It didn't go so well for us, and they were kind of getting after us a little bit, and we were feeling like we owe these guys, and it's not to mention the pride that's at stake, and between the fans, these diehard fans on both sides, it runs deep. So it sounds cliche, but I'd say the Browns.
Do you ever get? I know Paul Brown and Mike Brown back in the day would always have the speech about the history between Cincinnati and the city up north and that tie and everything. Has that happened since you've been there at all? That conversation, at least sharing that history?
Yeah, I would say each Browns week each year, they bring up a little bit of that history, and remember what we're playing for, and just the history of the game, and they keep that alive, and I think that's great.
Good stuff. Tony, you say you had another one?
Yeah. So Mitch, tell us something about yourself that no one else would know that's watching this show. What do you like to do? What do you like to eat? What's your favorite food? Just something, kind of out there that people just don't know about you.
I would say I'm pretty good in the kitchen. I cook a lot. I cook a lot of steaks, but I'm pretty well versatile, I would say, in the kitchen, and I cook a lot. I actually my first 2 years I cooked Thanksgiving for a group of guys on the team, some practice squad guys. Threw down, ended up being a hit. They came back the next day for seconds, thirds, leftovers. So a couple of guys on the team know about it, and every time like I post something or something, they're seeing like what I'm doing in the kitchen. They're like, you're like that. So
making sure you're following the protein and everything that you need to keep your body healthy, right?
Definitely.
So Mitch, I got to ask a question. I'm going to tie it into a conversation we had Sam Hubbard a few weeks ago. So what's your pizza go-to? What's your pizza topping go-to?
I would say, just pepperoni cheese or like meat lovers. I'm, big, a meat eater, carnivore.
Normal. Sam Hubbard gets cheese pizza. That's it. And dips it in ranch. So if you see him, just mess with him about that. Tell him when you were a kid, you used to eat cheese pizza too, man. Anyway. Oh man. Here's a question from Paul asking a question about what's your favorite music to listen to, man?
Oh, I'd say that's tough. I'm pretty well versed in music. I've got like a playlist for everything. There's we listen to a lot of hip hop, rap in the locker room, and before games. That's pretty much the vibe. But I have like a early 2000s rock playlist. I've got like I'm a Florida guy. I got like a beach playlist, like a little island reggae type. So it really doesn't matter. I love all types of music, and pretty much listen to everything. My sister's big in the country. I just went to Luke Combs in Tampa, so I love it all.
I gotcha. Tom, keep firing away, buddy.
So this season, with the heat and everything else, and now another new quarterback coming in, is there a feel? What the schedule is. You just mentioned the Browns. Is there an emphasis already to get out to that fast start on the road, a very tough division game in week 1?
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, I feel like we didn't get off on the right foot last year early on, and Darren Simmons, our special teams coordinator, was definitely emphasizing on getting off on the right foot and starting fast and never looking back.
Got it. We got a good question here from Andrea. Asking, do you have any pregame rituals?
I wouldn't say any like rituals. I would just say, I have a stick to routine, and if I have like a really good week or, things went really well for me, I'll try to just recreate exactly what I did, exactly what I ate, how I taped my wrist that week, or, if I wore white socks with orange cleats or something like that. But however it went well last time, and if it doesn't go well, then I'll scrap it. But nothing really super superstitious, but
does your family, your mom and dad and the family, they try to get to a lot of games home and away?
Man, they've been going crazy, trying to make every game. I knew the weather was going to be bad when we played New England on Christmas Eve, and I was like, guys, I know that you guys want to be there, but it's going to be logistically crazy if you guys try to go to this game. Well, they went. We had a great, night before the game. Nice dinner. It was, nice visiting with them right before Christmas, but boy, did they pay for it on the back end. They were basically stranded the next day. The only thing open, within like a 12-hour drive anywhere was like one Subway and like a couple gas stations. They just were like, they were paying for it. But, they're diehard fans, and I love the support from them, and, can't ask for anything more than, a great, family that supports me.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's awesome. Tom, go ahead and fire away one more.
Getting back inside the tight end room, who is the guy that lightens the mood? who, may have the funny quip, make everybody laugh, and can get away with it in front of coach?
Ooh, like it's kind of like a sanctuary. Like pretty much anyone can, say, say what we want to, and but we keep it light. We talk about current events, a lot, and things going to happen in the world, and I would say, me and Drew Sample and Devin Asiasi, are just bantering about things going on and crazy stuff happening. So. It stays light, but once we have a couple minutes, talking about a few things, then we get to work.
All right. So the other side of the ball, I mean, you're practicing against these guys every day, right? So who's the guy's the biggest trash talker, having some fun, messing around with you the most on defense? I know there's some guys over there on the other side of the ball. I know BJ Hill can talk a little bit, and Trey Hendrickson and all those guys love talking with. Talk about that defense and some of the funny stuff you've heard and seen, what you're able to. PG-13, by the way, Mitch. So we're good.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're big talkers, but, they for sure can back it up. I mean, there's so many great players on the other side. And, I'd say BJ is a big talker. Von Bell last year and, a couple years, he's been a big talker. And Trey Hendrickson. Trey Hendrickson – first day he even got here, he was, setting the tone. So he likes to get after guys, but you just gotta play into it, and you gotta know when to shut it down against him. So
it's part of the game, man. Getting in your damn head, man. And it's funny, all these years I really didn't understand how big of a trash talker Trey was, and there was Trey made the top 175 out of the 100 NFL players this year. And that video clip that the NFL did was very good because several of the opposing players actually talked about Trey Hendrickson's trash talking. So,
brother, he loves it. He loves it.
All right. So I guess last question for you, buddy. I know you hang out in town a lot, and I know you spend some time with the family outside of football here in town. But what's kind of a go-to place for you here in Cincinnati to have some fun, man? Just to get out, eat, whatever. What's an establishment you hang out maybe the most?
Don't
give away where you hang out. Don't give away where you hang out. I'm sorry. Just kind of what's your kind of go-to place?
Oh no, all good. A big food guy, big foodie. But I would say Walt's Hitching Post, good spot,
sneaky good, man.
It's sneaky good, it's kind of out of the way, like not everyone knows about it. It's a very, solid go-to. They usually have a bison ribeye or bison filet bone-in special, and you kind of have to ask for the special, but it's so good. I actually went right before camp started after getting back into town, so it was great.
It's a great spot because we took Tom there not that long ago, and we all ordered escargot, their snails with the garlic butter. Tom would not touch it. Tell me you had some snails. Come on.
I did the other night. I was kind of joking with my girlfriend. I was like, "You want some snails?" And she was like, "Heck no." So, all good though.
Yeah, it's good you're dating a woman with some taste. Yeah, but Walt's was incredible. All the foods there, the appetizers, everything else. Just I'm not a snail guy, so
yeah, everything's great.
Well, Mitch, brother, we appreciate your time, and it means a lot, man. And it's cool to watch you been playing for the past few years, and then you used to light up UC, man. I used to watch a lot of these UC games, man. You had some big games against the Bearcats, man. Here in Cincinnati, I know I watched that game. I was at that damn game. You killed us. But it's really cool, man, to see you working your ass off, right? And then to get re-signed. I mean, the Bengals probably had you on there and wanted to re-sign you, man. It's good to have you back, brother, back in the fold. Make this damn squad, and let's get the Super Bowl dub this year, brother. But we appreciate you so much for being part of this, and I love it, man. I just love that you guys are able to come on. We've had the past month, man. We've had Corey Dillon, an old Bengals player from the 90s and early 2000s. You probably know who Corey Dillon, Sam Hubbard. Who do we have last week? I'm losing track, guys.
Teddy.
No, Teddy Karras. Jesus Christ, that guy's crazy. He's funny.
Teddy K.
Yeah, Teddy K, man. Man, it's really cool for you guys to interact because what people miss, like in the media interviews, man, just like the local news stations, they miss this type of stuff, man. They don't get to know the player. It's just more how the game go and that type of thing. But we appreciate you being part of it, man, and letting the fans get to know you a little bit better, buddy. And we appreciate it. We'll be down there every game, home and away. We'll be in the stands for you, buddy. So we'll see you this year. Good luck, man.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mitch, thanks
for
Good
having me.
luck. Go
Good
get
day,
it.
Mitch.
Good Bye, buddy.
Good day.
He was good, man. I wish I could have found that video of him catching that touchdown from South Florida, same damn end zone. That's crazy.
Mitch is off to hydrate and get to bed.
Exactly. So let's go. We got a bunch of other stuff to talk about. I think we go right into Saturday. Welcome back. Yesterday. Welcome back. We got a lot of pictures here. Let me share some of these pictures here. We had just a quick little get together at the Blind Pig. We packed that place out. Most everybody filled up the place so much they went into O'Malley's, which is connecting to the Blind Pig. But we had a great time, man. A great turnout, packed house. Just a bunch of good folks could not wait to get back together again. We went into the stadium and had a good time. Massive crowd. Tony's hair sticking up there. I forgot to. Yeah, I mean, but it was so hot. It was blistering hot, man. But what a great turnout. And what I love about that particular day, the welcome back day, is it might be 40% kids. I mean, I'm talking, there's so many kids, and I just love it. And every one of them were wearing a Bengal jersey of some kind. It was so fun to see it. And it was kind of cool to see. Tom, what was your take on the take yesterday?
Well, first on your comment there, between the attitude and what the organization has done the last several years, and that's you bring in not just great players that we've brought in, but the type of men they are. The next generation of Bengal fans are set up, and that is so great to see. I know, Jimmy, you and I used to talk about that, but it is so great to see the knowledge and enthusiasm that's being passed on to the next generation of Bengal fans. I think what really sticks out more than anything else on a brutal day, I mean, a brutal, borderline unhealthy day, almost the type of day where a doctor gets on the radio and says, if you have air conditioning, stay home. There were, what would you say, close to 30,000? I mean, what's the lower bowl?
They expected 30,000. I think there were a few no-shows without, Joe Burrow not being there in the heat. I think they expected maybe more no-shows, but I'm telling you, it was that lower bowl was pretty filled.
Some people in my end zone, the north end zone, where there's shade, stood in the back and watched in the shade. They did not go down to their seats. So, but and that happens, frequently with the weather. But I mean, what a statement! Right at 30,000 people to come out for a practice. I mean, there are sporting teams anywhere in the United States that would be thrilled with 30,000 people for a game. 30,000 people came out for a practice where their superstar player didn't participate. Right. So I think it shows the enthusiasm and the expectations the city has for these guys, and what they have given back to the city.
Yeah, and just being out there with Tony and rest of our tailgate fam. I mean, Tony couldn't walk 2 feet without a kid. Just either kids do one of two things with Tony. When Tony is all ponied up and everything, right? They're either like full blow running towards Tony, or they're hiding behind mom and dad's leg, just looking around and pointing to Tony because they're kind of somewhat uneasy with it. But it was just fun watching the kids interact with Tony yesterday too. So you couldn't go anywhere, Tony. You couldn't go 2 steps without somebody.
Yeah, what you guys are talking about with the kids and the amount of kids that were there, sporting the jersey, and it's our future fans. I always say that it's awesome to see the parents taking them out there and having a good time. And I'm a big proponent for the kids. I hand out my Tigers, my stickers. We ran out of everything, just handed it out to all the kids. So it was great. And to Tom's point, talking about the fans and who was all there, Zach had a very good, couple minutes there talking about, this is a practice and look at all you guys that are here to attendance. So, and one more note just about the overall experience. The Bengals did it up right, man. They had all these activities with balloons, face paint, the ruins, the Bengals Who Day was all there. It was a lot of great activities to do during the practice that everybody enjoyed. So that was kind of cool as well.
Yeah. And it was, we had the pre-game event, pre-practice event. We had the practice. we went to go to try to grab something to eat. We couldn't find anywhere to get in, under an hour wait, until we walked across the bridge and had some dinner at Smoke Justice. Then from there, I was ready to go home because I was exhausted, but I had some other friends that wanted to meet down at Danger Wheel down at OTR. Awesome event. So Trish and I go down to Danger Wheel down there, hit a couple other spots. Then we wound up in Newport at GetaFest. And you're not going to believe who I ran into. I ran into Deshaun Watson. Got a picture with Deshaun last night at GetaFest down in Newport on the levee. Really good dude. But, I'm in trouble for that one, by the way, guys. I'm getting a lot of DMs on that one. But
did he have a lot of trash talk for you?
Yeah, he didn't smell very good. I can tell you that. But it was a great day. It was hotter than hell. It was a great day. It was a lot of fun. I mean, everywhere you went downtown in Northern Kentucky, Covington, Newport, people wearing Bengals stuff because they filled up downtown in Northern Kentucky after the scrimmage, after the practice.
Tremendous day for so many businesses and everything downtown. It just shows the power. I'm telling you, when this franchise is winning and riding high and has the type of men that has playing for it and representing it, in my lifetime, there's been nothing like it in Cincinnati. When the Bengals are winning, the passion, nothing comes close.
Yep,
and it's great to see and feel, and it's not going to be easy out of the gate. It ain't going to be easy having to go to Cleveland and then have the Ratbirds week 2. But let's keep things rolling. And we've been asking the guy. We asked Ted. We've asked Mitch, what's the goal? Where are we going? And the goal is very clearly Las Vegas for that big game and to win it in February.
Yep. Let's go over also some of the renovations that were rolled out by Caroline Blackburn this past week. So I've got pictures here. As we go through it, you two can kind of add what you want here. But the Bengals dumped $20 million of their money, not taxpayer money, their money, into this stadium for upgrades. So I'm going to go through these pictures, man. And I mean, we were walking around that stadium yesterday looking for some of the upgrades. You can see the beginning, getting ready to get started on some of these things. But again, I think there's up in the canopy area, canopy crazy area up here in the end zones. They're extending the amount of LED lighting in that upper deck up there. There was not LED up there before, so they're adding that up there. All new LED boards, new signage all around the stadium. Looks like a new bar. Just different images here. Probably most of you guys have seen this, but just kind of resharing them. There were the ruins to get your picture taken in front of. We hit that thing yesterday as well. But just a lot of fun stuff to continue to build on what they've already done with the fan experience at Paycor Stadium, guys. That's some cool stuff, man.
Yeah, we actually experienced the self-serving stations, do the kiosk, grab your drink, food, whatever. So some of that's already in place, and it was convenient and quick. So they're looking at trying to get them lines down as well.
Yep. Yeah, I went up and bought. Go ahead, Tom. Sorry.
The franchise continues to stay ahead of the mark, ahead of everybody else. Anything that can be done to improve the fan experience, they're really in tune with that. They want to know what we think, and they're doing anything and everything they can to make game day a better experience for us. But, of course, the main focus is on the field.
Yep, good stuff. Let's talk about Joe Burrow for a little bit, guys. Cannot have this episode not talk about Joe Burrow's injury. So I'll kind of toss that one to you, Tom. I mean, again, it's a calf strain is what they defined it as. And just like any NFL team, not just the Bengals coaching staff, they're not going to tell you he's going to be back in a week and a half, 8 days, whatever. They kind of leave that open-ended, right? So Joe's going to be okay.
He is, but I think the first thing we have to click on here is a criticism of you personally, because I had just gotten out of something at work and was calling you, and you were the one that told me and did not care one bit that the left side of my body went numb and I was having horrid chest pains. When you said, told me that Joe Burrow had been, carted off. So, yeah, thank you for caring. As I told you I had that and then hung up, you didn't do a thing. But nonetheless, it sounds like it's going to be okay. I think it's going to be a month. Very similar to the injury Sam Hubbard had late in the year last year, and he missed 2 games and was limited 1. And he said it's the kind of injury you can feel well into the future. So you want to be sure that Joe is completely healed. It wouldn't shock me if we don't see him in pads and suited up till the preseason games are completely over. But keep in mind, after that last preseason game in Washington, the team has another week of practice, then the week of practice to get ready for the Browns. So at that point, if he does that, it will be well over a month. And they're not going to put him out there if there's a chance of him getting hurt and jeopardizing the season. So, I don't know. What did you think we were going to see a lot of Joe this preseason? Maybe a series in 3 games, maybe. I don't think we're going to see the starters that much. Zach just simply does not like to do that. So we'll get him healed up. And, it's not like last year where the poor guy was fighting for his life. But he'll be back. And I think we'll be fine. I like what somebody quietly put out from an undisclosed source inside the Bengals, and they said, keep those Las Vegas tickets. So, it sounds like it's going to be okay. We dodged a big bullet, full speed ahead.
And so Bengals social media, Tony, was hilarious, right? Like everybody, they literally said, hey, stop telling us that you're going to donate your calf to Joe Burrow. That's not how it works.
Right. The Bengals had to tweet out because everybody was willing to donate their leg to get him back on that field. And, and everybody becomes an expert too. You hear all the snips of everyone saying, oh, that's just 2 weeks. That's 3 weeks. But I'm with you, Tom. Whenever he comes back, he's going to come back, and the Bengals won't put him in a position that's going to, foreseeable in the future hurt us. So I think he'll be back. He'll be stronger and better. And, look at what happens the last 3 years. He struggled in the training camp there and came out and did what he did in the regular season. So I'm not worried.
I think he'll be fine. You have the naysayers and the sadistic members of maybe the area hoping otherwise, but I think he'll be fine. And and on that note of what to do, I did not call an offer my calf. I did call an offer Jamie's calf, but they for some reason they turned it down.
And kind of build on a Joe Burrow conversation. A couple more topics we want to hit on here, but the Joe Burrow contract, guys. We're going to go from timing on this thing is really strange, right? There's certain players that wouldn't even be on that practice field till this contract was worked out, right? So we're going to go from the poverty franchise, right, is what the national narrative is, and signing Joe Burrow for maybe the biggest biggest contract in NFL history potentially coming up here very soon before the season starts. And all of a sudden, some of the opposing fans being very smart about, you guys are stupid for signing for Joe Burrow for that much money. You're not going to be able to afford other players. You can't win. Fans are always going to find something to get on you about. But go ahead.
On that note, just so I understand, so the Bengals just spent $20 million to improve the fan experience at the stadium.
Check.
We're pretty confident that Joe Burrow is going to become the top paid player in the history of the National Football League. The history of the National Football League, sometime within the next couple weeks, maybe later in the month, but sometime during the month of August. And with that, they're going to do a full effort to get T. Higgins and Logan Wilson. But they're cheap and they don't pay their players. And they don't spend money. Okay. Hey,
let that narrative go.
If you're stuck in the 90s working in local radio, that's great. Good for you, but whatever.
And not even that. It's the fact that the players that are playing are also wanting to be with this Bengals team. You got Mixon, who's restructuring his quarterback. You got Trey, who's doing an extension. So it's a whole team effort and an office effort. So they're doing a great job. So
yeah, good point, Tony. Good point. Trey Henderson contract was a big deal too, man. Get him another year under the belt here for us. He's needed. And the way they structured that freed up some more cap space because you can tell what they're getting ready to do here in a little bit. Very soon. Very soon. So let's hit on Canton. Let's talk about Canton. Big week coming up here, guys. I know me, Tony, and Tom, and a big group of us, including a lot of you, are going to be up in Canton, Ohio this week. Guys, I knew we've got a Pro Football Ultimate Fans Association event going on up there Friday. Some stuff we're doing, tailgate that evening. But Saturday, let's just talk about Saturday, Tom. Go ahead and lead us off.
Well, I know we will be meeting very early in the morning to be in the parade. You're driving, are you not, Jim?
The
Bengal
Bengal tailgate van will be redecked out with some very cool Ken Riley graphics on it. We will be either in front of Ken Riley's family or in back of Ken Riley's family in the Hall of Fame parade. So that's early Saturday morning. And guys, I'm telling you, until 2019, I really didn't understand how big of a deal that Pro Football Hall of Fame parade was. It is, I'm not going to say it's the Thanksgiving Day parade, but it is big, very well done, very professional, big floats, the whole 9 yards, man. But that's early Saturday morning.
So with the weather we've had, yes, we'll be in the parade Saturday morning, backing Ken Riley, bringing attention to him. As you just heard, Jimmy will be driving in comfort. Tony and I will be sweating our tails off, walking behind it, sucking in all the exhaust. But nonetheless, what's the matter?
There's no AC on the bus, guys. I'd rather be outside with you guys.
You'll have your wife there with a mister squirting on you the whole time. But
the most important thing that whole day is that afternoon. Tom, talk about the induction ceremony.
Yeah, I believe Ken Riley goes second of those that are being inducted this year, and it's if you can make it up, please try and make it up to Tom Benson Stadium just outside of Canton. The second Bengal to ever go in. He had a Hall of Fame career. He should have been in long ago. We're thankful it's now. The bad part of this is that Ken himself, who passed away a few years back, unexpectedly won't be here to enjoy it. But it's been an honor, I know, for me, and I can speak for all of us, to get to know his family, in particular Ken Riley II, who will be there giving the speech. His mother will introduce him, and then he will give the speech. And I'll tell you what, the apple does not fall far from the tree. They are every bit as strong, intelligent, and classy as their dad, Ken Riley. So, but to play the difficult position of cornerback for the number of years, and you have to figure Ken Riley. Look at Jimmy in my hat. That was the logo when Ken Riley joined the Bengals as a rookie.
Yeah,
he retired after a trip to the Super Bowl, in the modern era, playing on AstroTurf and so forth. But second most interceptions from the cornerback position in the history of the game, history of the National Football League, I should say. And, it's a very special occasion. It's a very big deal in the day of the sports history of this city. And truthfully, as much as we've talked about it and everything else, it deserves a lot more hoopla than he's getting. But he's finally getting his bust in Canton, and it is so long overdue, and I'm thrilled for his family.
Yeah, we're with you, man. We're with you. The program for the Hall of Fame, you can actually buy down at the Bengals Pro Shop right now. It's the same program that will be up in Canton for the induction ceremony. And there's 4 or 5 pages. I got the book upstairs. I should have brought it down here. But Ken Riley, it's some good stuff. The headline there is Ken Riley. Nearly 40 seasons after his final interception, he's the perfect pick for Canton. Overdue, but definitely a perfect pick. They got it right. They got it right in that comment for sure. But you nailed it, Tom. I think a lot of people were asking. Again, Mrs. Riley, Ken's wife, will be doing the introduction to Ken Riley II, and Ken Riley II will be doing a speech on behalf of his dad, man. So we've talked about it many times before, man. This stuff affects the players' families as much as it does the players, if not more, man. But very happy for this family. Just a class act all the way around the entire family. So there's still time. There's still tickets to get up there. If you guys want to get up there, make sure you wear your orange and black. There will definitely be a lot of city up north up there because they've got the game. They're playing in the Hall of Fame game, and they've got Joe Thomas going in as well. But I do expect a really good chunk of orange and black in that stadium as well.
Yeah, speaking of that, has anybody talked to Bengals Mike Cart? Did he ever forgive Joe for his comments last year?
You know what? We need to dig.
He's going to Canton.
Tony, we need to hunt him down.
Yeah, we do. We need to search that one up for sure.
We got to bring him back, man. That was fun last year. All right, talked about the Hall of Fame. Got a couple more things to hit on, guys, and we'll move on. But there's see if I can find the links here. What else do we want to hit on? Oh, I know a lot of you guys are planning to do road trips this year. Real quick reminder, if you're going to San Francisco, we're planning for a lot of different things, but if you're planning on going to San Francisco, we've got the wine event going on that Saturday night, and I am literally going to post a link in there. The link, it's getting close to being completely sold out. We had a very limited number of spots available. So I just post that link in there. If you guys are thinking about going to San Francisco for the game that Saturday night, we've got a 30,000 foot wine cave, the biggest wine cave in Napa Valley. Music, food, all kinds of stuff going on. And I think Trish and I are going to spend pretty much all day in Napa Valley around different wineries. Tom, come on, we need to get you up there, get some escargot, some snails, and wine. It's perfect.
I will, just like you, you're going to the correct coast to see your new grandchild. Mine's here. So I'll be here being round two of a grandfather during that period.
There you go. I get it. Tony, let's talk about our next charity duck race. Well, first of all, let's just kick off and just tell everybody where we're at in our number year to date.
Yeah, so we're right at a little bit over 35,000. That's 10 charities. We're starting our 11th charity this week for our new duck race. So Who Day Nation and all the fans out there, keep it up. You guys are doing a really great job in contributing to our efforts to reach our goal of 150 this year. So our new charity duck race, which kicked off Friday, is for the complete athlete. This is a foundation that works with schools, high schools, colleges, and it's around providing information and actually a kind of like an app program to help coaches and athletic directors and other coaching staff to recognize mental issues that, not only the outside of the athletes, but, athletes, they have issues as well that they work through. And if anybody's watching the Netflix quarterbacks, the Minnesota Cousins, he's very open about, him meeting with a psychologist and keeping him in tune. And this app helps the college athletes and high school athletes keep in track and help recognize when there's issues there. It's not only your body and toning your muscles and learning the game, but also around your mental state as well. So good organization. We're giving away a Boomer Esiason signed mini helmet. And the foundation is giving a Chad Johnson signed jersey. So it's kind of a Ring of Honor theme, so to speak, with Boomer and Chad going in. And that jersey is pretty awesome. It's got a lot of different signatures on that. So, same duck race as ever. Just go in there, log in, buy your duck, get it on the pond. And on 8/8, we'll be able to have that race and, do some more good for them.
Yep, we put that link in the chat comment area as well. So if you didn't see it on any of the social media platforms, it's in the comment section for you right now to click on it and get yourself a duck. We'd be awesome to get 60 plus ducks like we did for Ted Cincy hats, like we did last week as well. So keep it going. You guys are doing a great job. Appreciate everything you guys are doing supporting these things. And it's just we got some. Probably definitely before the end of this, before the season kicks off here, we're going to go through a schedule. Tony's going to go. We've worked really hard putting things together. Tony's kind of putting things in a spreadsheet, but we put together a schedule every week, what charities we're working with during the season. So you'll have some clarity on who we're working with and when. And we got some local businesses trying to get involved in helping us with this as well. So more to come. We hope to have some of this stuff more finalized and share some of the things that are going on with the tailgate, the charities. But we're going to have probably a big segment coming up on that probably the next 3 or 4 weeks, 2 to 4 weeks for sure before the season starts. Also wanted to hit on, guys, we really can't forget about Ken Anderson. So congratulations to Ken Anderson being it's trimmed down to the 12 finalists at this point. And they're going to go from 12 to 3, August 22nd, right, Tom?
Yeah. So, get out there and holler for Ken Anderson. We're going to focus a little more on Kenny right after we celebrate Ken Riley this next week. But so, yeah, get out there and support. It's really a no-brainer that he belongs there. There's no solid argument against it. So, please get out there for Ken Anderson, all of his accomplishments, his class, his strength, NFL MVP, franchise quarterback, and Hall of Fame quarterback. So happy for him. Hopefully the voters have the wisdom this year to make him one of the 3 finalists. He certainly more than deserves it. And we can show the voters this coming week how rabid and knowledgeable Cincinnati fans are, celebrating Ken Riley and pushing for Ken Anderson. And then in the modern ballot, Willie Anderson.
Yep. Good stuff, man. He has to continue to proceed, man. So he's doing everything. He's in the final 12 right now. We got to get him in that top 3. That's critically important. So I know I'm putting a lot of links in here, guys. Just put another one in here for you. So I wanted to just really talk about the shirts, the tailgate shirts, and just kind of show this real quick. So Tony has a shirt here. Awesome. Let's roar shirt. His any shirts being sold through Cincy Shirts. Donations, portion of those proceeds go directly to Maddie's house for Tony. And then the tailgate shirt specifically, donations, portions of the proceeds of that go to Ken Anderson Alliance. For clarity, we make $0 as usual. What's that? What, Tom, right? We make $0. We worked it out with Cincy Shirts that a piece of whatever we could get out of those shirts go directly to Ken Anderson Alliance and Maddie's house. And at the end of the year, just like last year, there was over $2,200 that Cincy Shirts cut a check for directly to Ken Anderson Alliance. Same thing this year, guys. And the shirts are going really good. Last I was told, the very first day, there was over 40 shirts the very first day those shirts went on. So get on there. There's more than just those 2 shirts. There's like maybe 4 or 5 shirts on that Cincy Shirt links that I just put in there. Get on there, support a good cause, and show your orange and black, support the tailgate, support everything, man. We appreciate you guys being part of it. Big announcement, guys. Is it next week? We changed our schedule slightly, right?
This is our last Sunday show. We normally wait till the season starts, but with Ken Riley going into the Hall of Fame and so forth on a long weekend next weekend, this is our last Sunday evening show. We'll be transitioning to our in-season regular night of Tuesday night, 8 o'clock. So a week from this coming Tuesday, please join us. Jimmy, I think we have one guest solid that we can announce, or we need to hold off a couple more days?
Let's just say we're going to have 2 really, really big names on next week.
Technically 3.
Yeah, potentially 3, but 2.
Yeah.
2. So that's going to get firmed up here very, very soon, early in the week. And we should be able to announce that hopefully by Wednesday or Thursday at the latest.
Okay. But
so
we'll see everybody Tuesday night.
Yeah, we'll get that out on social media, and we'll make sure this connection between StreamYard, our podcast technology, connects with Facebook. There's some connection issue going on. So real quick, and one thing we had a long list of things to talk about tonight. So thanks for hanging with us, everybody. Finally, they made the announcement, guys. Let's watch the video here real quick. Goosebumps, can't wait. Monday night, baby.
Yep, White Tiger's going to come out, I think.
Yeah, I think we all fairly probably knew that was going to happen, but that's the Rams versus the Bengals Super Bowl rematch with the icy white, as Mitch Wilcox would tell you, his favorite uniforms that Monday night.
Ring of Honor night, too.
Yep. Ring of Honor, and at the tailgate, Trailer Park Floozies, and a sea of white at the tailgate. That was really cool to see last year as well. So a lot of stuff going on. So Tony and I yesterday started gathering some more 2-minute warnings. Tony went around videoing some people here. So Tony, I'm going to randomly do this, but I'm going to have to pick the one I like the best, that had the most energy. But we're just, if I can find it, I can't see. Here it is right here. Here we go. 2-minute warning.
This is a 2-minute warning! Woo!
Third down guy wins it. Let's get it kicked off. Go ahead, Tony. 2-minute warning.
Yeah, so what a great week. We've got to come together again at the stadium. Hot day, but lots of people showed up to represent. New renovations, the Ring of Honor White Tiger helmet release. It's just awesome. Can't wait for the season to get started. Looking forward to this weekend. be able to go down there and represent Bengal Nation as we watch one of the greats get into the Hall of Fame. So just looking forward to it all. So Who Day, baby.
Who Day. Tom?
Like Tony said, it's great to get it going. It was great to have a giant sigh of relief that while it'd be great to have Joe Burrow 100% for all of camp and all of the season, we'll settle just for 100% of him all of the season. So he'll be back. I would give it a month, and that's an amateur doctor, but reading the tea leaves, let's give him a month. Let's not put him in there and risk him anymore. And I think he'll be ready for the Browns. Sounds like the guys are up and going. We have every training camp you have a guy. This year it sounds like on the offense it's James Casey, a tight end, a free agent signing last year, who's catching everybody's eye and catching every ball thrown his way. And on defense, 2 corners. DJ Turner out of Michigan. People are very impressed with him. And also another corner, DJ Ivey from Miami, a 7th round pick. So nothing is slowing down. I'm sorry, the tight end is Tanner Hudson. But nonetheless, from the player personnel standpoint, the Bengals keep bringing guys in. They keep buying into the system. They keep contributing. And I can't wait for week 1. It ain't going to be easy, but I can't wait for week 1 against Cleveland.
Yeah, with you. And, guys, I am so sorry about tonight. There was a lot of viewer questions I did not get to. But there is a question right now from Tom McGill. It says, how far is the Cincinnati Zoo away from Paycor Stadium? People keep telling me that he keeps coming to his games and skips out on the zoo. Tom, bring the family, go to the zoo. It's only a couple miles away from the stadium. It's up in the Clifton area. It's beautiful. My wife and our family have season passes to the zoo. It's a great time. It's definitely worth carving out some time while you're in town to get to the best zoo in the United States of America, maybe even top 5 in the entire world. So great zoo. The zoo does a really good job. So, guys, I'm just going to say it was great seeing everybody yesterday. It was just cool to hang out, man. We just got together at the Blind Pig and O'Malley's, hanging out. Everybody was so excited. Everybody had their helmets and their stuff they wanted autographed, and everybody was so excited to be out yesterday. I'm sure the pro shop was crazy busy. I didn't even stop by the pro shop yesterday. I'm going to stay away on game days and practice, even they got 30,000 people down there. Again, reminder, if you're able to get up to the Hall of Fame just for the day, up there and back to get to the induction ceremony, you don't have to go to the parade or anything else. That induction ceremony is important, man. Let's show our support for Ken Riley and his family and the organization. And to be honest, he's representing people like Lamar Parrish, Ken Anderson, Willie Anderson, Chad Johnson, Corey Dillon, Max Montoya, Isaac Curtis, all these other guys that should be in the Hall of Fame. They're all watching this, guys. So let's get up there and support our Bengal legends, and let's support Ken Riley and his family this Saturday up in Canton for the induction ceremony, which I think starts around noon. And, guys, remember, next Tuesday, Mitch Wilcox was awesome tonight. Thank you guys for being here with us. Next Tuesday, we go from Sunday to Tuesday for the rest of the year now. And we've got a few big guests coming your way next Tuesday. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week. Who Day, everybody.
Who Day.